All right, Blackburn Social Club. God bless America. So I've got a ton of jackets. I mean, a literal ton of jackets. Stylish jackets, classy military-inspired jackets. I've done them. I've done N1 deck jackets. Just I got trucker jackets. Just all the kinds of jackets. All the jackets. And I thought about doing a video, and it's probably going to come at some point. I thought about doing a video talking about, the things that I went to during this winter storm, this winter apocalypse. If you watched the last one or the one before that, we had lost power for 4 or 5 days. Had water lines had frozen, so we didn't have water, we didn't have power, and that causes you to do some. I mean, causes you to do some searching, some realistic, real life experimentation. And what I was having to do was go outside and work on the water line and get out in the elements. But so anyway, long story short, I'm doing a review or a discussion about this Filson short-lined 10-cloth cruiser, because what I found was it was what I grabbed. Not because it's the warmest. It certainly isn't. It is a trucker type jacket. It is lined, so you do have a little bit of extra layer, but that lining is literally just cotton lining. There's no warmth in it. But I still grabbed it. I grabbed it multiple days in a row, and I rolled around in the dirt, and I was working under the bridge, and I was getting it rusty, and I think that's why I grabbed it, is because in my mind, this waxed jacket, wax-soaked, tightly woven, cotton canvas duck cloth. I mean, that's what it's made for, right? It's a service blue in color, so it's going to help hide some of that stuff. And I'll put in some footage of me cleaning the jacket, because I had to clean it. It was filthy once I had gotten done with 3 days outside dealing with that stuff. But one of the cool things about the wax and I think what appealed to me about it was it completely cut the wind. So you weren't feeling the wind. You weren't feeling the temperatures weren't cutting you. So I did have to layer up in it, which the sizing, by the way, they are sized a little large. So in this case, it is a large coat, but it gives you sizing for layers, which you better believe in our case, in 6-degree weather and 5-degree weather, I was layered. I had multiple thermals and sweatshirts and then this on. But what I liked about it, abrasion resistant, water resistant, and then just, the look. It's a heritage jacket. It was patented over 110 years ago by Filson, which is a Seattle-based company. I think they started in 1897. So they've been around a while. Now, they don't make things in America anymore. This is labeled as imported, and I think pretty much everything they do anymore is imported. But from what I could tell, the materials typically come from like that Britain Milleraine. I don't know if that's a brand or whatever, but that's from what I could find. Now that's, like I said, they're like everybody. They're importing stuff and they're sourcing goods from wherever. But if I were to talk about, never mind the fact that it's not made in the USA anymore. If I were to just talk about how do I feel like it's made, I think it's made ridiculously well. Ridiculously well. I do like the way it looks. I like the in terms of extra layers on the shoulders and lots of pockets and cargo and hand warming pockets and organizers up here on the chest. You got wide pockets and pin pockets, and then, like I said, hand warmer pockets. But it's a stylish jacket. But it also does the job that it was designed to do, which is water resistant, abrasion resistant, and just attractive. in that waxed canvas. So how do you take care of something like this? When I got back, I mean, I literally took it off, and I had bib overalls and I had all this stuff, but I took this jacket off. Elbows were muddy, and spots where my shoulder had hit the bridge I-beams, and I was rusted on it, had rust and all this stuff. So I was a little nervous that I had ruined it, and I hadn't worn it that much, so I was a little bit worried. Started looking up how you clean waxed cloth. And if you got pen and paper, get ready. Damp rag. That's what you clean a waxed cloth jacket with. You don't use soap. You don't put it in washer and dryer, because all that breaks down the wax. It starts to hurt, the thing that makes it cool. So I laid it out on the counter, and I grabbed one of your old, not a fancy, microfiber or anything. I mean, it didn't. They literally tell you, brush it and wipe it down with a damp rag. So I got ran some warm water, and like I said, I'll show you some of this stuff just so you can see me working it. It was a little bit therapeutic. It's like cleaning your boots or anything like that. I mean, it's just that knowing that you're buying something that lasts, you're buying something that's good enough to hold up, and you've got the ability to, lost the light here. You got the ability to make it relatively new again. So it's lived in, it's worked, and it's cool to just spend your time taking care of something that is not meant to be disposable. So, and I think that's what appeals to a lot of us about these heritage boots, or this hobby, if you call it that. I mean, now you can work this, and it doesn't have to be a hobby. But if I'm being honest, I bought it for the style. I bought it for the nostalgia of it. But I was just proud to see that it behaved, and it worked like they said it would. So that's my review on heavy duty buttons. So like I said, it just got that real trucker jacket vibe. If you didn't see all the pockets, you would think trucker jacket. I mean, in the back, you've got the ability to tighten up the waist a little bit. But it's just like I said, just a good looking, attractive, useful coat. I don't know how much I'm going to wear it. It's a little bit. It is a little bit too big for me, to be honest. Like I said, I wouldn't. I think I'd take it in a medium next time. So if I do end up selling this, I'll probably replace it with something just a little bit smaller. But other than that, Filson's short line 10 cloth cruiser, and some footage about how to clean it. You guys be blessed. We'll talk soon.